We know this story. I mean, how many times have you heard this in church? I mean, it's a familiar story. Let's just jump in here. I mean, here you have, there's one of the prongs of the Dead Sea, or the Red Sea, Gulf of Aqaba up here. This is the Dead Sea right there. So you're right between the two. The Lord spoke to Moses saying, send men to spy out the land of Canaan. Again, that's up north. Canaan is up here, all right? Send men to spy out Canaan, which I am giving to the people of Israel. From each tribe of their fathers you shall send a man, everyone a chief among them. So Moses sent them from the wilderness of Paran, which this map labels over here, but you'll find references to Paran over here because it's associated with Edom. Edom is right here. Sent them from the wilderness of Paran according to the command of the Lord, all of them men who were heads of the people of Israel. Then you get the grocery list of names. You know, Caleb is a good guy, as we find out, Joshua, Hoshea, the son of Nun, all that. So they send out the spies. Verse 17, Moses sent them to spy out the land of Canaan and said to them, go up into the Negev. Again, Negev is right here. So they're down here somewhere. Go up in there. Okay, this is the first leg of the trip. Go up into the Negev and into the hill country. Okay, both those areas are going to become important, but the hill country especially. Go up in there and see what the land is and whether the people who dwell in it are strong or weak, whether they're few or many, whether the land that they dwell in is good or bad, whether the cities that they dwell in are camps or strongholds. I mean, just, go check it out. Tell us, what it's like here, and then come back and, give us the information. So they went up and spied out the land from the wilderness of Zin to Rehob near Lebo Hamath. They went up into the Negev and came to Hebron. Hebron is just the south of Jerusalem. Ahiman, Sheshai, Talmai, the descendants of Anak were there. So there's at least three. And where these individuals are mentioned, again, there's going to be little pockets of the sons of Anak, the Anakim in the land. They were there. Hebron was built 7 years before Zoan in Egypt. They came to the valley of Eshcol. They cut down the grapes, and it's like, oh, they look awesome. They come back to the camp. At the end of 40 days, they return from spying out the land. They come to Moses and Aaron and all the congregation of the people of Israel in the wilderness of Paran at Kadesh, whether that's Kadesh Barnea over here, we don't know, but maybe another Kadesh in there. They brought back word to all the congregation and said, this place is awesome. And it's supposed to be awesome. Have you ever wondered why the Canaan is described as a land that flows with milk and honey? It's a land of abundance. What's that supposed to make you think of? Eden. We live here, we're never going to want for anything. And it's intentional. It's supposed to put a picture in your head about this is like the most wonderful place. But we have a problem. However, the people who dwell in the land are strong, and cities are fortified and very large. And besides, we saw the descendants of Anak there. And there's the Amalekites too. They dwell in the land of the Negev. And if we read about the episode connected with the Amalekites during, again, what's going to happen in the book of Exodus, during this period of, wandering around, after they fail, at this report, Numbers 13, because Numbers 13 is the story of what causes the 40 years of wandering. And we get some of those details in some of the people they run into anyway in Exodus. And the Amalekites show up, and they're related to the Horites, which are, again, having in their lineage these guys. All right, so they mention the Amalekites here, the Jebusites, again, another one we'll mention in a few minutes. So they're like, yeah, this place is awesome, but we're just basically going to get our butts kicked, the whole time. They're frightened at what they see. They don't mention everybody. They mention a very specific, set of individuals here. So that breaks out in debate. What are we going to do? So verse 32, they brought to the people the spies, these 10 spies. Caleb and Joshua are the ones that say, hey, anybody remember the Red Sea? That was kind of cool. Like God can deliver us here like he delivered us there. But 10 of the spies say, forget it. They bring a bad report of the land that they had spied out, saying, the land through which we have gone to spy it out is a land that devours its inhabitants, and all the people that we saw in it are of great height. And there we saw the Nephilim, the sons of Anak, who come from the Nephilim. We seem to ourselves like grasshoppers, and so we seem to them. And again, we know what happens. they fail. They don't believe. This is the moment. I mean, this lives into the New Testament. This is the moment described in the book of Hebrews as the moment where God said, I will refuse to allow them to enter into my rest. This is the moment. After they do this, God says, okay, turn around. You're going to wander around for 40 years now. Why 40 years? Because that's a good enough time to have all of the unbelieving generation die. Okay, the only ones that are going to go into the land are the ones who believed. This generation is going to die off. I refuse to let them enter into my rest. So this episode, this failure to confront the giant problem in the land actually starts the 40 years of wandering. It is an initial failure of the conquest endeavor.